Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be discussing about the Moodle, how to use it effectively. I hope everyone knows what is Moodle because we already use it in our system. So the topics that we're gonna cover today is how to find the enroll units in Moodle, how to check the announcement that is made by the support team or by your lecturers, how to engage in with the course materials, and how to find out the due date of the assessment, how to submit the assessment, how to contact your lecturer if you need to contact them, and we'll provide a short demo of all of this at the end of the presentation. Starting with the first one, how to find the enroll units. So we have seen that many students have problems when they are enrolled in the units in MEST. According to that one, we enroll them in Moodle. But sometimes they can't find it in Moodle because we have the habit and students have the habit of finding it in the dashboard. But that's not the case. As you can see in the screenshot down there, once you log into with your username and password, you will be redirected into the My Courses directly instead of the dashboard, which is done to make it easy for you to find the enrolled course yourself. And then you can find it easily over there. In the next slide, as you can see, announcements that is done in the home page. Especially the homepage announcement is done by your support team. For example, staff from student support or academic support, or maybe from the IT support, or can be from the lectures as well if it has to be passed to everyone. So you receive any announcement in the homepage in the Moodle site or post that is to be shared with everyone. So that one where you can find out is once you log into your Moodle, you will be redirected to the My Courses page. In next to that one, in the first option, there's a home page, home option, where you can find the option of site announcement. And if you go in there, you will always be up to date with your last and latest announcement that is made by any of the support team over there. Next one is finding the announcement in your Moodle unit itself. So sometimes your lecturer might make an announcement in the Moodle. Sometimes if your class is cancelled, or if your lecturer is running late, or if the quiz is due, assignment is due, or anything that the information has to be passed within the class members only and the lecturers. So those kind of announcement is done inside the unit. So where you can find the announcement inside the unit is, as you can see here, once you go inside the course, My Courses, you'll see all the courses over there. And for example, if you click any of the unit over there, and then if you go in course, you can see the announcement section over there. And if you click the announcement, there should be all the announcement that is made by your lecturer for the class. But not all the lecturers might be making the announcement in the unit. Depending on the units and depending on the lecturer, it might differ. Next one is engaging with your course materials. So most of the time what happens is like once you log into the Moodle, can access your course, but still sometimes you cannot find your course materials. There might be several reasons why you can't access your materials. Because sometimes the lecturer, they will provide the course materials week by week. And if you have any issues or if you can't access the lecture slides that you need or that is already taught in before the weeks, so you need to contact is your lecturer, because only your lecturer is the person who have access to course materials. You can contact them through email. And if you can't get response from your lecturer, you can contact your head of department. So next option, and one of the most important, is finding the assessment due date. So each unit will have the assessment, and assessment type might differ from unit to unit. Some might have quiz and assignment one, or you might not have the quiz at all and you might only have the assignments. Or sometimes you might have all quiz, assignment, and the exam, everything. Although exam is not related to submission, it is done face to face, but still your mark will be updated in Moodle at the end. So you don't have to worry about the final marks due date. final exams due date, but quiz and assessment date has been already set up by your lecturer when they set up the course in the beginning of the trimester. So when you come in week 1 and week 2, try to explore all the unit outlines of your enrolled courses and try to find out the due date of the assignments. These assignments due date is set up as per your unit outline. And if it doesn't match with your unit outline, you can contact your lecturer or your head of department as discussed before. So they can make update as required. Sometimes if the due date is extended for any reason, and if the date is not updated, in that case as well, you have to find and contact the lecturer or head of department. And the last option after finding the due date is submitting the assessment. So once you know like there is a due date for the assignment coming, so what you need to do is like submit the assignment. But sometimes you don't know how to submit the assignment. So if it's a quiz, it's mostly based in class quiz. So in quiz, you don't have to submit anything. You just have to give your quiz in class and you will get the result instantly. So there is no submission required. But if there's any assignment that is need to be submitted, so what you need to do is like you have to find out which assignment is due on that time. And once you know which assignment is due, so you have to go in the sections created by your lecturers. And once you go inside that section, you can see something called assessment, something information and submission link. Inside the assessment submission link, you will find the name of the assignments as per your unit outline. And once the unit outline, once the assignment is set up according to unit outline, what you need to do is like you need to click the link that is available over there. Because as soon as the assignment section is created, the link is automatically created for you depending on what date it is set up until. So if you can't submit your assignment by your due date, so you have to contact your lecturer if any valid reason is there. Otherwise, it might not be able to submit because some of the lecturers they set up in such a way that as soon as the due date is passed, you will not be able to see the link at all. In that case, also you have to contact your lecturer. So next option is how to find your lecturer's contact details, how to contact your lecturer. So Moodle has one internal messaging system, as you can see in the icon, which is on top right hand side of the Moodle page. So this is something the icon that looks like. So this is where you can click it. You can find the details of your lecturer or might be someone from your classmates. And if you have to contact them, you can do a chatting system over there. Or alternative options are contact him via Teams or email. And if you have any question that you need to ask with your lecturer, please don't hesitate to contact them, because if you assume something wrong, you might do something wrong. So it's better to get the clarification better than doing something wrong. And the next option is some lecturers, they might be creating the discussion forum, which is available inside the course page of the Moodle, but not everyone is setting up this one as discussed before. So you have to contact with lecturer if there is any discussion available, or if there is any common question that you need to ask or that you need to share with everyone, you can create a discussion forum yourself. And then if there is any available answer, then all the participants from that course will be able to provide the answer if they have any answer over there. So next one, we'll be going through a demo session of whatever we just explained. Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can see.
Thank you for confirming. So this is how your Moodle page will look like. I'm already logged in as a test user in this one. So as soon as you log into your Moodle page, what's gonna happen first is you will get redirected directly to the My Courses page. So this is set up in this way because once you are enrolled in your units, then you can directly see everything over here. Anything unit that you can't see in the My Courses section might not be enrolled. So in that case, you have to contact us, or you have to check your enrollment in your mesh, because always your enrollment over Moodle is done as per your mesh enrollment. And if you can't see it in mesh, then you have to send an email to academic support. And as soon as they update your enrollment, then your enrollment will be updated in your Moodle as well. So next thing that we're gonna discuss here is in the home page. So before I talked about the announcement section that is done over here. So as you can see, there's a recent announcement done like few days ago only regarding your assessment submission requirements. So this is done by one of the support staff from our team. So anything you see over here, that is one of the important announcement. You always have to make sure that you get up to date with this information. And next one we go is with the dashboard. Dashboard is for everyone. They can set up the way they want. So there is no specific requirement. So at the moment in here, you can only see recently accessed course, but anything in My Courses might not everything reflect in the My in dashboard, because once you access, then only it will be updated over here. For example, if you have like multiple units here instead of one, but so far you have only accessed one unit over here. So that means it will only show the units that you have accessed. If you haven't accessed any other unit from here, so it's not going to reflect over here. That's the one of the confusion we have been seeing, that most of the students come with on our reception area. And later when we check in there, then we can see in My Courses section, like they already have access to their Moodle, but they can't find it in the relevant tabs over there. So next, once we go inside the unit, any of them. So on the right hand side here, you can find your contact details of your lecturer. So you can find their first name, last name, and email over there. Some of them, they might provide the personal contact details, but it's up to them. And some of them will not provide any information depending on the privacy. So in that case, you can directly contact your HODs or lecturer itself. So in the home page, what you can see here is the details of the unit. So when you go inside any course, what you see first is the name of the unit and what is this unit about. You'll see the summary of the unit. What is it? How is it? What's gonna be there? And what you need to do is there is anything you have to do before you start. Timetable will be shown over there depending on if there's multiple sessions. A welcome message from your lecturer. And student discussion forum is available just underneath that one. So this one can be started by student themselves, or sometime it might be open with some open questions from your lecturer, and it might be available there for students to discuss within themselves if there is any important topic. And any information or any announcement that is done within the unit itself is available in the announcement sections. And then after you go is week by weeks, what is taught over there, what you're gonna do it there, what is lecture or tutorial or any other resources that you need to read. If there is any assessment due, you can find all the details over here. And next one comes is the assessment information and submission link. So this is where you'll be finding all your assessment details, assessment submission links, and there is reading information for assessment, then it's available here. Let's have a quick look over here. So as you can see here, as I told you before, I have set up like 3 drafts over here. Final exam, you can't see any due dates here because final exam is basically done in week 14 and we don't have any specific date yet. So unless and until the timetable is published for your exam, there's no specific details available. So this is just to update your marks over here. You don't have to worry about the final exam, but depending on your unit, it might be quiz and assessment, or no quiz, assessment and group presentation, and some submissions of the group assessment. So something like that. So you can see here, quiz is in class, always in class. It's never out of the class. And you can see whenever there is a quiz setup, it's always set up during the class timings. So as you can see here, by default, it's set up for 1 to 4, 3 hours, but it's not set up in this way. It's set up by your lecturer when they want to do the quiz, like if, and how long it's going to be needing the time to complete that quiz. And next one is assignment. You don't have any submission links to be here because the quiz is going to be done in Moodle itself. And as soon as the times is up, it's going to automatically submit your quiz. But the problem, the thing is assignment one. So if anyone has to submit the assignment, so you have to go is in assignment one. And once you see there, you can see when the submission has been opened from, which is 10th of June, and when the due date is until, so which is Thursday of 19th of June. So whatever the time is shown in here, so that is the time. And within this time, if you submit your assignment, there is no penalty. But after this one, if you submit the assignment without the approval of the lecturer or HODs, then you're going to start getting the penalty rates. So this is how you submit the assignment. When you have anything to submit, you just go on add submission. And first thing, if you haven't accepted the Turnitin EULA, then you have to accept this. This is a one-time acceptance. If you have already accepted before, it's not going to ask you again. But if you haven't submitted or accepted this one before, so it's going to ask you in your first time. You always have to accept this because our submissions will be uploaded in Turnitin to check the similarity report. And if you find Turnitin similarity, then you will be penalized as well. So you have to click this one, and when the Turnitin EULA is accepted, then this is where you can submit your assignments. So there are multiple ways. Either you can drag and drop here directly, or you can add it manually by going to the destinations and just uploading the files. And once you do that one, you have to click Save Changes. Let me see if I can find any file in here. Let me upload this one. So once you upload this one, you're gonna do Save Changes. And once it's done, you can see like it's queued. So queued means like your submission has just been uploaded in there and it's awaiting the similarity report from the Turnitin itself. So depending on your lecturer, you might be given like one submission access, or you might be multiple submission access. You can always check with your unit outline or your lecturer over there. So this is how you submit your assessments. And if you have to remove for any reason, then you can remove the submission and make another submission again, if it's allowed by your lecturer. Let me come back in the unit. So that's how the assessment is done, and your contact details, as I discussed before, like for your lecturer, is found in top right hand side corner over here. So you can drop down and then search for your lecturer's name and then open the chat with him and you can discuss over there. So do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? If no question,
It's Aakash. Come on, it's Aakash. Aakash. If you have any questions regarding the webinar. Sir, the answer by Mr. Aakash.
That's all good. If we don't have any questions, thank you everyone for joining. So, and if you feel uncomfortable to ask question over here, you can always come to reception and talk to me in person. I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So there's no more question, yeah?
That's all.
All right. Thank you so much.